bunch of whole basic how-to guides, beginner guides for the game. So if you're a brand new, fresh player or a seasoned player, no pun intended, or maybe intended. Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms for another episode of Elm Creek. So currently we're just unloading our combine in preparation for our sorghum harvest. So we've got a couple of fields of sorghum, so our front two fields and our back fields. So we've combined all these fields together, as you can see. And we've got a batch of sorghum that we've got to get up. So let's go and dump this off at the grain silo, and then we'll get cracking with the harvest. Alright. Okay, let's jump into the combine and let's get underway. So we can't drop straw, so let's just enable that. Pretty sure sorghum doesn't drop straw from memory. So we are going to... we'll probably have to come back for that. I think there's a bit of a dip there I need to fix. So I'll get onto that possibly after this harvest. And we... straw not available. Righto. Yeah, so we're just doing sorghum just for something different, and we're going to use this primarily as chicken feed, so give our chickens plenty to eat. We're going to try and fill this silo that we've got as well for that purpose. And we're in the middle of winter too, so we've got seasons turned off. So we've got seasons turned off currently, so we're able to harvest in winter. Normally you wouldn't be able to do this, but that's just sort of how we're situated at the moment. Okay, let's get this cruise control on. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a headland strip here, and then I'll get the worker to do the rest, and then while this guy is doing his thing, we'll get the next crop in the ground. So I think what we'll probably end up doing is we might do another run of wheat. We might alternate crops as well. What we probably really need to start thinking about doing is getting some additional fields. So if I have a look quickly while this guy's on the straight and narrow, we put these solar panels in as well, so we might chuck another one in on the end there. Yeah, we just got to have a look around and see if there's some potential other fields. I was thinking about moving the farm as well, or part of the farm, but we'll just see what happens. I think too, I'll probably look to purchase another combine at some stage as well, just to start to be able to speed up the harvesting process a little bit. So when I first played Elm Creek in my original playthrough, and same with FS19, I always tried to run 6 workers. So I'd have 6 seeders going, 6 combines going. Because obviously the more workers you can utilise, the more product you can plant, harvest, make more money, that sort of thing. So the only limiting factor is your funds and the amount of land you have. And these fields here aren't a very good candidate to join because of the river that runs, or the little creek there that runs through. It can be done, but it sort of destroys the aesthetic of the map a little bit. Plus you've got to remove all those trees, so it can be a little bit problematic. And I think long term, probably will look to reshuffle and reshape this section of field anyway, because having this kind of weird sort of pattern that we've got isn't ideal for long-term farming, because obviously I want to utilise workers and have somewhat rectangular fields, etc. So, alright, we'll get this guy to do his thing, and then we'll come back in. Yeah, so the plan will be get this field done. We're about ready for an unload, so I might get myself situated for that quickly. Just get this guy turned around on this run. I've got a feeling too this is in need of repair. It is running quite slowly, so we do need to get this repaired at some stage as well. Okay, got a nice little run there. Let's grab this guy. See if we can't unload on the go. Hopefully we're on the right side. I think we are. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to check out my guides, beginner tutorials, especially if you're new to Farming Simulator as well. So I've got a bunch of whole basic how-to guides, beginner guides for the game. So if you're a brand new, fresh player or a seasoned player, no pun intended, or maybe intended, you'll see if you get some value out of it. But definitely check them out if you're new. Very, very helpful. And very basic, right? So there's not a lot of absolute basic tutorials. So I'll sort of break it down step by step. Keep the videos relatively short. Sort of, you know, anywhere from sort of 5 to 15 minutes long, depending on the content, and covering basically a single aspect of the game. So, okay, let's get into this guy. So I'll do this little end section myself, so I'm just going to dismiss this worker. And there's always new players entering the franchise at various stages, so obviously this game's been out for a little while now. We've got some expansion, DLC, etc. coming soon. So there's always new mods. Premium expansion will have released or is soon to be released at the time of this video going live. So just something to help boost the player base. And then obviously looking into 2024, so next year, we're likely to get the next main title for PC and console, which will be pretty cool. Alright, let's go, and what I might do is I'm going to bring back the forage wagon. So I came here to sell the roller that we had. So we're going to omit the seed bed rolling from now on. Just because the yield bonus is only 2.5% for the time it takes and for what you get out of it yield-wise. Alright, let's get this guy parked up. So this is our new loading wagon we purchased recently. Used vehicle sales. So we're going to use that for forage, grass, a few other things. Okay, let's go get this guy unloaded, and then we're going to get some seeding underway in this field straight away. Now I pretty much use the direct drill seeders exclusively, just because it removes the need for cultivation. How do we go? So I just want to quickly check the field info over here. Yeah, so we've got 98% yield bonus, 100% first, so we should do pretty well out of that main field. Alright, let's head on over. Got some leftover straw bales we've got to deal with as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook straight in here. Get this underway. Now I may do a headland around the whole field here, but it is going to take, so if I zoom right out, it's going to take quite a while to get around this whole thing. And I may have to just sort of figure out what is going to be the best way to carve up the rest of the field. So I'm thinking what I'll probably do is I could, well, but the main section that's the issue is where we are now, because the workers find it a little bit hard to navigate. So once we're clear, we'll just basically try and possibly square it off in one section. And if we had 2 combines, we could potentially just let one, we'd do one lap ourselves, and then we get a worker going, you know, either up and down or left and right at 90 degrees. So currently we're at about 45, I think. No, I could be wrong there. It's probably more like 20 degrees. Just depends. So I'm just going to send this guy off on the straight here, and then we're going to get seeding straight away. So let's send him off. Alright, let's get our seeder happening. So we've got 2 seeders now, so this is going to improve our seeding efficiency quite a lot. Okay, what are we going to do? We haven't done... actually, let's double check what we can feed the chickens. I don't think it's going to tell us here. So if we go open animal dialogue, so we can go wheat, barley, or sorghum. So I reckon we'll go barley. So I don't think we've done barley yet. So let's go barley. Now I've talked about the direct drills before. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cruise down here, and I'm going to do a headland row just near our solar panels. So I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to gradually expand these out. So turn that on, lower, So I'm going to gradually expand out these solar panels as we go. So what I may do here is I may actually do two runs just to help the worker turn around. You know what, I'm going to do a third one as well. Now I have missed a little bit, so let's go and fix that up quickly. Okay, turn this back on. So even though it's lowered, it's not going to seed into the road or anything silly like that. So you don't need to worry about that. Okay, and we've got two seeders, so we'll be able to basically alternate these and get our big field done a lot quicker. So I'm just going to set this guy up on this run here and hire a worker. That should just give us a nice little overlap. And we do have weeds growing, so we're going to have to deal with the weeds. So let's have a look at the weeders actually. Okay, we want to go for a bigger working width. So what is this going to do? 12 meters. This will do 15. 9 meters. So you got to, when you do weeding, you got to look for the small to medium size. There is a couple of bigger ones that we could probably look to. Yeah, let's just leave that for the moment. All right, this guy's full, so let's go and grab our fast track. So let's unload this. So it'd be interesting to see how many loads we get out of this field, to be honest. Let's go this way. Now we are hanging out for, like I said, another combine, so that'd be nice if we can get that. Highly unlikely that we'll get one that we want. Cash is still pretty low, so we need to work on getting that up a little bit as well. Alright, that'll do. So let's back this guy up. So basically what I do here is dismiss the worker, drop the header, so then it's basically in a perfect position for when we come back. Okay, we can unload. We can leave that vehicle, come back, he's still unloading. And then let's just double check on how our seeding is going. Yeah, so we should get a fair dent into this field. We are going to need to weed though, so let's have a look at what other tractors do we have. We've still got this guy, so he's 190 horsepower. So he will do the 12 meter and he'll do the 15.2. So weeders pull out small grown weeds between crops, improving the field state. You can only use in the first growing stages. So this one can seed, eh? Can do grass and canola. That's interesting. Must have a seed. Yeah, it's got a seed unit. How much is this guy? Yeah, this is probably the one we'll go for. 45 grand. Alright, let's get our combine back underway. Alright, and we're off. Alright, we'll get one more load, so I'll leave this guy out here. This guy is doing alright. Alright, let's go grab that weeder. So let's try to disconnect, which I already am. Okay, I'm going to go grab this weeder, and then we'll come back and we'll get cracking with the weeding on field number 1 in particular, and then we'll go from there. Alright, here we are at the shop. Probably need to get a forklift to start loading that Profi liner too. Okay, we want weeders, we want hoe, so that's a hoe, so that'll do small and medium. That'll do small, that'll do small, and this will do small. Okay, let's grab this. Might just get a lease actually. I don't want to drop 45 grand on it because I don't know if I'm going to use it long term. So I don't want to spend 45 grand, lose 50% of its value, when the lease is far more economical. It's a pretty big setup actually. I don't normally play with weeders. I mean, it's just easy to turn them off, but if you do like playing with them on, you can. I would like to see potentially a game mode, maybe in the next title, like I call it a hardcore mode or a veteran mode or something where all the base game settings for difficulty can't be turned off. So it basically, weeds are on, lime's on, plowing's on, everything's required. So it's a real test of your skill. And because you can't effectively turn them off, it forces you to deal with it. So to be a bit of a competitive game mode almost. I can see a lot of content creators on YouTube really making a lot of content. Alright, let's see if this is actually getting rid of the weeds. Okay, yep, getting rid of the weeds. Cool. It's bringing up stones. Interesting. So because we can't actually see the weeds, they're just there. Well, it says it's growing. Okay, where are you going, buddy? Okay, combine's stopped. How unusual. Oh, it's because he's just left this little section. Alright, so we'll just do this little bit here, and then we'll send him back on his way. Missed a little bit, but anyway, just leave that. Yeah, so a hardcore game mode of some sort, I reckon that would go down well. It'd be very interesting to sort of see how people deal with various challenging aspects of the game. And it's because you simply can't turn them off, you know, they must be dealt with, which I think would be an interesting dynamic to play with. Particularly when you are... That's not even seeding, is it? Okay, let's try that again. Turn on, lower. Yeah, it'd be very, very interesting to see how other people play the game and deal with those constraints. Right, hopefully we can get all this section here. Alright, let's go and unload this combine. So this will be load number 2 out of this field. And then we'll go and drop this off at the silo. Of course our weeder got stuck on the first turn. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's see where I've weeded. Probably. The only problem with the weeders is it's very hard to see where you've done. You don't get any visual change. So I think maybe if I had to let this grow one state. So what I might do is, I'm going to check the growth menu for weeds. It's not even showing it. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this field, and then I'm going to let the other field grow one state, and then we'll see what happens. Right, we can get this guy seeding, I think. So what I'm going to try and do is just set him up on the corner here, and just see if he can do straight up and down for this section. Alright, let's get this guy unloaded. So this is load number 2, I think. So how's our worker going? Yeah, he's not doing too bad. I mean, that is a tricky corner. I think really what I could do is I could probably square this field off and just have it as grass. And that'd be a lot easier for the worker to navigate. I mean, it's alright if I'm doing it, because I can drive it, but I think for the benefit of allowing the worker to be more efficient, and me not having to do it, that would be the go. Okay, let's drop this off. Yeah, look at that sorghum. Nice and red. Really earthy. Let's check our quantity. 35,000. So we've got actually quite a bit. Pretty happy with what we've got on hand. I think the eggs are in need of... Are empty. Yeah, I think the eggs need to be not refilled, but pallets need to be moved. So we've got a bit to do there. Okay, I'll send this guy off. Actually, I will do this now. While we've got a bit of time. So this is the benefit of the workers. So we've got effectively 2 workers on the go at the moment. I can come through and do a manual job, which a worker can't do. I mean, I could back this trailer up, but it's much easier. It's just as easy for me to do this. And the auto load should kick in if I get these. Yeah. Okay, probably need to lower my forks a bit instead of doing a wheelie, for lack of a better word. Right, let's grab this one. The old telehandler skills get a bit rusty if you don't practice them regularly. It's much easier on controller, I'm led to believe, than PC. I'm interested to hear what sort of control setup you use for whatever console you're on. I did have a steering wheel for a period of time. I had the PS4 or I can't remember what it was, the G29 or whatever the sort of Logitech version for the PlayStation was. I have looked at getting the equipment console bundle, but I don't want to spend the money to get it. Because it does take up quite a bit of room. But I think for the next version of the game, that's something I'll definitely look at. Alright, let's go and grab our other seeder, which is just here, which is handy. Alright, make sure we're on barley, so we don't want to cross-contaminate. Okay, unfold. So I want to do this little patch of sorghum that I just missed. Okay, turn on seeder. It is unfolded. Okay, lower. Turn on. This is not ideal. Okay, pretty sure that's it. Alright, lift that up. So I just want to go and fix up this little section of field that we have missed. Pretty sure that's getting it. Okay, nice. Let's make sure it's all barley. Yep. And the other thing we want to be mindful of is that our worker who's doing the seeding doesn't actually start seeding our unharvested crop, so that would be a bit painful. Okay, lower seeder, turn seeder on. Might be able to do this in one pass. I think that's got it. Just going for a closer look. Yeah, pretty good. Okay. Alright, what I might do is I might switch tractors because I'm pretty sure that JCB that I've got is that a lease? Oh, hang on. Nope, don't do that. Ah, okay. Interesting. So we must have leased that for the roller. Okay, where are you going, champ? I haven't actually been paying attention to our lease costs, so that's something we should probably look at as well. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this little bit of section of field, and then we'll come back in on the next episode, continue this harvest, and then we'll come back and we'll deal with those weeds. So thanks very much for watching. Like I said, don't forget to check out the beginner tutorials on my channel. I've got various playlists and all that sort of thing if you're new to the game and need some help. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.